Guys, it's time. Today we count down the JNC Hot Songs top 10 for the week of November 30th. Re-entering the top 10 is Andy Williams with It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So, this song entered the JNC Hot Songs chart last year. It was like the week of Christmas, I think, where it peaked at number 8, and this time it re-enters this week at number 10 for its second week on the chart. So, yep, just another sign of the Christmas takeover that's happening. Up to number 9 is Last Christmas by Wham. So, Last Christmas, this is its 5th week on the chart and rises to number 9, 3 spots away from its number 6 peak. Who knows if it will reach it next week. So, yep, another big sign, another big move by the Christmas songs as they are beginning to take over. So, yep, that's where Wham and Last Christmas ranks this week. Falling to number 8 is the Saja Boys with Your Idol. So, Saja Boys, Your Idol, only song from them in the top 10, down 3 spots from last week. It did get a significant, well, not really significant, it did get a boost because of the CNC 2025 fall games and its playoffs, but the boost was not enough to survive the Christmas wave. So, yep, that's where Your Idol ranks this week at number 8. Staying at number 7 is Gabriela by KATSEYE. So, Gabriela surprisingly stays at the same spot despite all these Christmas songs moving up. So that means if the Christmas songs were not moving up, who knows if Gabriela would have found a spot in the top 5 again. So, yep, that's where Gabriela ranks this week at number 7. Up to number 6 is Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. So, yep, a spot away from its number 5 peak that was back in 2024. So, yep, Jingle Bell Rock, also its 5th week on JNC Hot Songs, and it's going to only continue rising from here as the Christmas season approaches. So, yep, only a spot away from its number 5 peak. That's where Jingle Bell Rock ranks this week, number 6. Back in the top 5 is the Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift. So, yep, the Fate of Ophelia, after a few weeks out of the top 10, it's back not just in the top 10, but in the top 5, with the releases of the extended version of the Loud Luxury remix and then the Chainsmokers remix later on, as Ophelia rises up to number 5 this week. Can it keep that momentum up, or will Christmas end it? So, yeah, that's where the Fate of Ophelia ranks this week, number 5. Re-entering the chart at number 4 is Mystical Magical by Benson Boone. So, yep, Mystical Magical is back on the charts because 49ers, they played on Monday Night Football. So, yeah, we obviously got to watch that. And knowing ESPN, they played Mystical Magical again on Monday Night Football. Plus, there are a few Target commercials that we see on TV, and they're playing Mystical Magical on it. So, yep, the Target campaign and Monday Night Football causes this resurgence of Mystical Magical, and it's at number 4 this week. Coming to a new number 3 peak is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. So, yep, it's time for Mariah to rise as she grabs a top 3 spot this week. Biggest riser of the week. And yeah, Mariah can only keep going up from here. Who knows if it'll take number 1 next week. So, yep, new peak for All I Want for Christmas Is You. So, yep, number 3 this week. And staying at number 2 is Beautiful Things by Benson Boone. So, yep, this is the longest charting JNC Hot Songs song of all time, as we already know that. 39 weeks this week for Beautiful Things, and it may stay for a 40th, which would be the first song to spend 40 weeks on the chart. That will happen next week, though, if it can stay. No other song has spent 30 weeks on the chart, so for Beautiful Things to have 40, that's a certain accomplishment of its own, so yeah. So, in the same spot from last week, Beautiful Things. And grabbing a 15th week at number 1 is Golden by HUNTR. So, yep, Golden reigns supreme again, especially on the last day of the tracking week, where it was Thanksgiving, and they performed Golden live. Well, the singers of HUNTR, EJAE, Audrey Nuna, and Rei Ami, they performed it live, and that's where the Thanksgiving Day Parade peaked at. Or, did it really peak? I don't know. It had 30 million viewers by the time they were performing, so yeah, that's kind of crazy. So yep, Golden stays atop 15 weeks, and who knows if it can hold off Mariah Carey for that number one spot before she can take it for good. Well, not for good, but for the rest of the year. So yeah, Golden is back, or still at number one for a 15th week. So yep, now an outlook at next week's chart. Because the live performance of Golden blends into this week, Golden is in all likelihood, the favorite for number one this week, but who knows if it may stay that way the entire week, because All I Want for Christmas Is You is gonna rise all week long, and who knows if it can sneak in a last minute challenge for number one as the tracking week for December 7th ends. So yeah, that's a little outlook for next week. Can Golden hold off Mariah Carey? So yeah, thanks for watching this episode of the JNC Music Show. It's JC, and see you later.